Hi guys, it's Carrie with Rockin' G Farm, and boy do I have a project today. I really needed some help on this project, but unfortunately nobody's available to help me, and the wind's blowing a little bit, so I hope it's not messing up the audio. But let me show you what we're doing. We have gotten the garden area updated. Yay! So let me turn around real quick and show you real quick. So as you can see, we ended up getting all of the old compost or mulch that was on the original black plastic out there in the garden. We've got that up. We put new black plastic down, and we put bird netting down and all this stuff. Let me show you. We moved the arch. I've got a video for this, a new raised bed, and I'm gonna encompass each four corners of the garden with one of these raised beds, just to kind of give it a more uniform look. So that's what I'm doing, but I don't have all four of the rest of those in yet. But let me show you what my plan is today. So my wonderful husband, as you know, he does a lot for me. So we've got the archway up. I'm going to grow something on this archway, but I don't have roses, and the roses that I want are out of stock, so it'll have to be next year before I get those roses. So I'm gonna plant something else on that. So we've got the plastic all the way up here, and then of course we have our sweet peas and our carrots and some radishes in bed one. As you can see, they're coming up pretty good. I think it's the radishes. Oh, they look like they might be ready in a day or two. Looking good on them. So I've got a little bit of carrots down here. I didn't have a lot of great germination. It was really hot the day that I planted the seeds. But anyway, we're getting some good sweet peas. And then what we had to do on the rest of the raised beds that we have here, I've got my beets are coming up, and I have 2 tomato plants in there. But if I would have not put something on this, the chickens would have torn this apart. So what we did, we put some bird netting on it, just around it, and stapled it to the bottom. So they can't get in here, but I just kind of reached my hand up and started work on it. So I have still a lot of planting space in this one. Of course, we did the same thing with the garlic. We took all the old places down that I had just kind of thrown together to try to keep the chickens out of it, which really wasn't helping anyway. But we've got the garlic covered with the bird netting, and we've got bed number 3. Number 4 up like that too. And this is the one that has the trailing, the archway with the cow panel on it for my cucumbers. But my onions are out here, and they're kind of small, but they're up and growing, so I'm excited about that. But let me show you what I'm going to do today. So look at all this extra space that we were able to encompass when we took all that old mulch down and then put new black plastic on top of it. And I've always wanted somewhere to sit in the middle of my garden, because I love to come out early in the morning. The early morning, great. So we had this kind of arbor thing from weddings that we have had, and from family reunions. When people come out, we put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down. Well, I kind of wanted to see if it would fit here in the garden, and it does. So my husband has put it up in the middle of the garden, and on each of the 4 corners I'm going to get a black bucket, which is one of the cows' molasses buckets. Gotta use what you have. And I'm going to put a tomato plant in each of the buckets and put them on each of the corner posts of the arbor. So that's what I'm doing today. It's going to take a lot of time, because I'm going to have to empty these out, because I cannot pick them up and move them when they're full. So I'm going to have to take all the soil out, move it, put the soil back in, put the amendments in, and then plant. So this is going to be an all-day project out here on the farm in the garden.
Since these two buckets were really close to the edge of the arbor and did not have a lot of soil in them, I was able to move them by myself and get them over to two of the edges of the arbor. Now, as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and add some amendments and take some soil out of the rest of the molasses buckets so I can move them over to the arbor.
Now I'm just going to make sure I mix up the compost that we just purchased from one of our local landscaping shops and the soil that was in there. Look how beautiful and black that soil is. I'm just going to mix it in real good because that compost that we have, there's a worm. That's a good thing. You want worms in your garden. But that compost that we bought is still composting, so it is really hot, and it will, even if we don't mess with it for a couple days, it will start to smoke. So I'm just making sure that I get that compost that we have in here mixed in real good with this original soil. Got a little too much for my wagon, but oh well. We'll do our best. Hey guys, as you can see here, I put some of the compost that we have purchased this year in here, and you can see how black it is compared to the soil, and if you touch it, it's actually hotter than the soil. So that means it is still composting, but it still has all of those good nutrients. But in order to be able to plant in it without the heat from the compost burning your plants, you have to mix it with another soil. So I have plenty of soil in here along with this compost that I'm just going to mix it up to give me just a little more height of soil in my bucket and to add some more amendments to this bucket. Because I think these buckets have been used for 2 years in the garden. So it's time to get some good amendments in there. And just remember, you don't always have to throw your soil away. If you can add some compost, some worm castings, aged chicken manure. Now just remember, it has to be aged. It cannot go in there before 6 months of being aged, or it will be just as hot as this compost and it will burn your plants. But or if you want to buy fertilizer, organic or synthetic, you can always amend your soil that way without having to throw your soil away and be able to reuse and reuse. But if you're going to reuse your soil, you must add more food in the form of compost, worm castings, fertilizer, anything of that nature. So that's what I'm doing here with all of my buckets. We've got, I think, I can't remember what they call them now. This heat's getting to my brain. But we got essentially 3 buckets loads of compost to add some amendments to all of my raised beds, all of my flower pots, and all of our gardening buckets. So that's what we're doing today, guys. And I'm going to turn y'all off and try to get some more of this done, and I'll give you some more video when I get to another stage of this project. Little sucker's following me around today. Little snot. And the bad thing is, he's coming right to my flower bed. It's not. Okay guys, I am wore out and it is hot, and as you can see we're having a storm move in, so I timed it just right. I got everything. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on. Sorry guys, it is really bright out here. I timed everything just right. I got the pots planted out in the garden. I'm gonna show you that real quick. The wind's coming in. I'm headed in to take a shower and put something on my sunburn. And I'm gonna leave the little snake back there in my fire bed. Evidently he's been trying to have fun with me all day. I don't know if there's multiples or it's just him, but he can stay back under that black bucket right there where my cat just chased him. Guys, let's go over here and look at the what do we call that? An awning maybe? I don't know. It's not a trellis because it's too small. But I'm going to look down at the ground, make sure I don't step on another snake. Okay, so here we are coming into, oh, look at the clouds. Yeah, we're fixing to get a thunderstorm. But I love thunderstorms. Anyway, I'm talking because I'm rambling because I'm tired and I'm hungry. So let me, wind! Let me hurry up and get you over here to the arbor. That's what we'll say, the arbor. To show you what I've done here. So we've got, as you can see, the four, where's my finger? The four. 1, 2, 3, and 4 molasses buckets underneath the arbor. So there's the arbor there. It didn't take me as long as what I thought to fill most of the pots because I was able to pull these two close because they were right there at the edge, so I just kind of moved them around. These I did have to empty, but when I emptied them, I added the compost at the same time, so that kind of went really fast. So that was great. So let me show you what I've put in here. So what I put in here, I've put a real sad looking Cherokee purple tomato. I have got like hundreds of tomato plants and I just haven't been able to get the time to get them planted. So they are like, I don't like these little places that I'm in. So they're trying to look nasty. So anyway, I've got a Cherokee purple tomato plant in here. I put a nasturtium, chamomile, and some dill. And what I'm hoping to do with the dill is kind of push it out the back here and let it kind of flare up and make a like a fern spot right here. So I've done that on all 4 of the corners. So hopefully we'll have the dill coming out and making like a real big fern area here, and the chamomile just more or less for a ground cover and for something to kind of fall out of the bucket just to kind of make it look pretty, and to add some color I put the nasturtiums. Each of the nasturtiums are something different. I just grabbed what I had. I have probably 30 or 40 nasturtiums out there, and I didn't even look at the name. I just grabbed and pulled them out of their pots and brought them in here. But let me show you right there. There's the 1, 2, and then the 3. And let me flip around. So here's a little up close. So the nasturtiums, the Cherokee purple tomato, chamomile, and dill. And I was lucky. I didn't realize this until after he already put the arbor out here, but it has this little shelf up here. So I'm going to actually put some flower pots up here with some zinnias in them, and hopefully the zinnias will just take this whole area over here. I'm still debating on whether I want to put scarlet runner bean in here, because I only ended up with 3 because in the packet there was only 4 seeds. One of them was crushed, so I only have 3 plants. So I'm wondering if I'd still want to do that and just kind of vine them up just to kind of cover up this awning a little bit. I am going to have a table in here to sit at, but that is it, guys. I've got this off my plate today, and I am so excited to have it off my plate. It just makes me feel great that I've got some stuff started. You know, I still have a lot of tomatoes to put in the ground. I've got a lot of peppers to put in the ground. I still have my potatoes, my sweet potatoes. I have lots to do, but this year I've just decided I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm going to do it when I can get it done. I might have a late harvest, and that'll be fine. So, and I'm not going to do my squash and my zucchinis just right now. So stay tuned to what I'm going to do with my squash and my zucchinis. Okay, guys, I'm going to head in before this storm comes in, but thanks for joining me today as I got this project off my plate, and I'm so excited to have it off my plate. But thanks for joining me, and make what you have beautiful.